Hi, Gillian.
Hi, Christoph.
Hi, everybody. I'm Christoph Fricker. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Translation and Interpreting at the University of Bristol. I'm here with Jill Morris, who's a graduate of our department and works as an English language specialist. Could you tell us a bit about what you did first after you graduated and what those early experiences looked like and what they gave you for your career?
Yeah, so the first thing I did was get a job as a project manager in a little translation agency in my town. Um, it was mainly a financial decision because I wanted the stability to start off, and I also wanted a bit of experience. But it really helped me set me up for the future, being there, because I was very, very hands-on with the linguists, really interested in what they were doing, and they told me about their process. And so it enabled me to help them when they were coming up with all of these little issues, when things didn't translate directly, when they had to make creative workarounds. So it really taught me a lot about localization, really. And it was really good to have an overview of the work they were doing, how much work they were doing. They also talked to me about all of the other things they were doing, because I would ring them up and say, "Are you free?" And they'd say, "No, I'm working on this or that." So when I went freelance, it was good because I was set up knowing that I probably needed to diversify. I didn't really need to stick only to translation. And that I understood my own culture, I was interested in it, and so I was in a good position to, offer my services as a localization specialist as well.
Tell us a bit about that, what that means, what that entails. How do people approach you with a project? How do they communicate with you? And what do you then deliver for them?
So it's normally international companies that want to launch their product or service in the British market. It's not just written. Sometimes it's videos, adverts, scripts,
Mm.
stuff like that. The projects are really varied, which is why I like it. So it could be attending a video recording, choosing voiceover artists. It could be writing copy, because they will give a brief to, there'll be a group of language specialists for all of the languages. So we can get given a brief and then all work with each other, creating copy for our own languages. The briefs aren't always in English. If it's a client who knows I can speak French, they'll just tell me what to do in French, which is like translation essentially, I think. So yeah,
So
lots
it's
of
quite a range of different services that you offer, quite a different range of hats that you put on.
yeah, and the content is so wide as well. So I do a lot of written content, but could be marketing, it could be blogs, could be web copy.
You told me before we started recording this video that you took a bottom-up approach to your career. Tell us about your first project.
Yeah, this is when I was working in the agency. We were working on a project for some toilet training wipes, and there was the main character was an animal, and the company wanted the animal to be gender neutral, which is very easy to do in English, but it wasn't so easy to do in the other languages. So they were really it was a bit of a struggle, and that was the launch for me. There was the point where I realized localization, how important it is, because if we'd gone into a direct translation, it would have been completely weird. It would have been off. So
Very
yeah, the
cool.
translators shared their strategies with me, and they said, no, we do this all the time. It's fine, you know.
And you're still qualified as a translator to do all these things.
Yeah, they were translating, but they were also they were working on a business strategy, and this is just quite important, really, because their work is, they have to change the name of this character as well, because the name is kind of linked to the name I can't really say too much, but what the character does, like as an animal, its name, I don't know how to explain it. Its name is linked to the English word for the animal. So they need to change the name, and that's like they're going to change the name for the whole country.
You're very professional. You're honoring your confidentiality obligations, and you're still telling us that there's lots of different services that you provide based on your linguistic and cultural knowledge. Does technology come into this? I mean, we cannot, we have to talk about AI. Do you use it in localization? Has it changed the nature of work you do in localization? In localization, has it meant less or more business?
I think, yeah, I use it. It's used in almost every service now. For me, I would say the volume has gone up because I think the amount of content we have available has increased with AI, and it's given my clients confidence to write themselves with the help of AI in my language. So there's been a lot more checking. They've always been transparent with me if they've used AI, and that's helpful, but I could probably tell anyway. Because the type of content I'm working on is like communications messages. So for the best readability, it needs to follow a flow, and it needs to follow a logical flow. So that doesn't always happen with AI.
And it doesn't always go the way you want it to go, does it?
No. So it can start off going down one path. If it's creating content, and it will say, okay, well, it will take one word and then it will just go in a completely different direction. So I come in, and so it's not really boring checking because I have to come in, put myself in the position of the reader and think that's not actually what they need to know, or what they want to know right now. So we need to pull it back. So I feel like it's really a tool, but I'm very much controlling it still.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jill, for these insights into your work. What we gain from this, I think, is a flavor of the fact that as translators, we're often consulting, and we're involved in corporate strategy, and calling ourselves linguists can really entail a variety of useful and effective services. Thank you so much.
It's okay.